Alright, ladies and gentlemen, you've read the title of my video, exposing the blatant lies and misconceptions about the killing of Kevin Ward Jr. at the hands and foot of Tony Stewart. I have a couple of videos out there, talking about different lies that Tony Stewart supporters have been throwing out there that are just untrue. In this one, we're actually going to take a look at a few lies that have been thrown out there. Number one, about the lighting of the track at the Canandaigua track. Also, the people are claiming that you can't see out the right side of the track, and that was an issue with why supposedly Tony Stewart couldn't see Kevin Ward out the right side of the car. There's a few things I'm going to be touching up on that subject, but first we'll take a look at the Canandaigua track. I mean, of course, people are saying, oh, it was a dark track, the lighting sucks, you can't see anything, blah blah blah. Kevin Ward was wearing all black. But if you use the video that's out there about this incident that video clearly is nowhere near the reality of the lighting of that track. And also we'll talk about the safety features at the Canandaigua track also. So I'm going to be using this video by the Hammer Down 4. The title is Canandaigua 305 Sprint Car Feature 6912 Jake Munch or Mwench in HD. I'm going to play this along, and we're going to do a few laps around the Canandaigua track right here. Now, you'll notice all on the inside of the track there are floodlights which are pointing to the outside. Down the front stretch here, we've got floodlights all the way down the front stretch. You can tell that the lighting here is much brighter than what is shown in the video of the incident. The video of the incident, obviously the camera isn't as good quality as this one, and really doesn't do justice to the lighting that is actually at the Canandaigua track. I mean, these cars wouldn't be racing on an all-black track. These cars don't have lights on them. I mean, yes, they're night races, but as you can tell in this video, the reality is the lighting is more than ample. Look at all the floodlights on the inside of that track here. I mean, the video doesn't do justice to the reality of the lighting of the track. One thing I'm going to touch up on here, a lot of people are claiming that you can't see out the right side of a sprint car. I'm going to pause it. I'm going to wait a little bit right here. Well, let's look at a sprint car from the right side. You can see the wing, yes, I mean, it does take a bit more room than the left side. But we can see the driver's helmet right here. The driver has a full 180 view outside of his car. And his right side, he can still see out the right side. Sprint cars are a little known sport to the general public. If when you don't have a close-up view like this, yes, you may think that the right side is completely blocked, but it's not the case. If you couldn't see out the right side at all, there's a few safety features at the Canandaigua track that we'll take a look at here. When a yellow caution flag comes out at the Canandaigua track, we'll start from the beginning of the start-finish line here. Alright, this is about the start-finish line. When a yellow caution flag comes out at the Canandaigua track, what we're going to observe here is that right at the end of the front stretch, there's a yellow flashing light on the fence just before turn 1 and 2, where Tony Stewart hit and killed Kevin Ward. Halfway through turn 1 and 2, there's another yellow flashing light on the right side of the track. Into turn 3, there's a yellow flashing light on the inside of the track. Just before turn 4, basically. Now we're running into turn 4. And at the end of turn 4, at the beginning of the grandstands, there's another yellow flashing light. And hey, there's a guy on the track, an official. And there's that yellow flashing light again at the end of the front stretch just before turn 1 where the incident happened. Now in this video, if we fast forward a little bit and look here, we have a much better view here of a sprint car and the wing and the view out the right side that a driver has. You can see out the right side. That is a blatant lie that a lot of these Stewart supporters have been throwing out there, which I just wanted to get out of the way here, because you can see out the right side. There's no question about it. You can still see. I mean, you know, you don't need to look up. They're not flying planes. You only need to see out the right side. Yes, the wing is hiding a little bit more on the right side, but you can see in front, you can see out the side. Not much of a blind spot there at all. We can see right through this driver's helmet here, right into his eyes, almost. So you can see out the right side. Here the race is going to start. A yellow caution flag is going to come out pretty quick here. And another thing I want to touch up on is that a lot of people are claiming, a lot of these Stewart supporters are claiming that there's no brakes on these cars, or that these cars can't slow down. I mean, I have one person who actually had the balls to tell me that, you know, a professional driver told her that it can take up to a full lap for these cars to slow down. I believe this was Donna Lane, she made another video, another fraudulent video, where she claims that Kevin Ward grabbed the wing. I made a video about that. You can go into my my channel and take a look at that one. But a lot of people are claiming that these cars don't have brakes, that they can't slow down. They do have brakes. They have a brake, actually, one brake. And I mean, these cars are direct drive. They have one gear. So as soon as you let go of the gas, the car's going to slow down. The rear tires are going to grip, and the cars slow down actually pretty quick. I think right up here, a yellow caution flag is going to come out, and you'll see that. I mean, from racing speed down to caution speed, it takes a matter of seconds and a matter of meters for these cars to slow down. It should be coming up right in just a couple of seconds here. Right here. Right here. I mean, by my calculation, when that yellow flag came out, from about 309 to 311, maybe 308 to 311, a matter of 3 seconds, a matter of meters, he went from racing speed to basically caution speed. Now, you know, a lot of people are saying Kevin was wearing a black, dark race suit in the dark of night on a dark racetrack. The caution, yellow caution just came out because of a car that's disabled here in turn 1, or halfway through turn 1, or just about, you know, between turn 1 and 2. Basically, almost at the same spot where Tony Stewart purposely put Kevin Ward in the wall and disabled his car. Now, already here, if you look at my cursor here, there's a white car against a white background. You can see he's blending in pretty good here. This is a white car against a white background. Kevin Ward's car was black. That made his car probably the most visible car on the track at this exact point. Sprint car tracks, the walls aren't painted black. They're always painted light colors. White mainly. Look, they're all white walls all around this track. A black car against a white background is very visible. The people claiming that Tony Stewart couldn't see Kevin Ward, couldn't see the crash scene, it's a black car against a white background. That made Kevin Ward's car the most visible car on the track. I'm going to let this video go. Keep your eyes on this white car here as we drive up to it. It's very, I mean, a black car would be 10 times more visible here. Another thing I want to talk about. People are claiming that, you know, Tony Stewart couldn't see Kevin Ward because of the car in front of him. You know, with this video, I mean, you have to keep in mind, these are sprint cars. They're an open wheel concept. You can see right through the cockpit. You can see right through the car. I mean, for the car ahead of you to block you, you would have to be right on his bumper, right? Now, in the video of the incident, the 45 car ahead of Stewart is about 50 feet ahead of him. They're not close. To say that the 45 car was blocking Kevin Ward is just ludicrous. I mean, again, I'm going to go back to that yellow here. I mean, right here. Okay. Tony Stewart had a full caution lap before he came around to Kevin Ward. Now, a lot of people are claiming that the car ahead of him was blocking his view. If we look here, this is a banked left-hand oval track, okay? Look at the car ahead of this car. He's about 50, 60 feet ahead, about the same distance as the 45 car was, approximately. Even if this car was closer, Tony Stewart coming down the front stretch, just before turn 1, just before he got to the crash scene, he had a view of the crash scene to his left all the way down the front stretch before turn 1. Now remember, right here, there's a white disabled car against the wall here. Imagine if this car was black against the white wall. Very contrasting. Kevin Ward's car was black, very visible against a white background. Also, the claim that, you know, Tony Stewart couldn't see Kevin Ward because you can't see out the right side of the car. Well, let's pretend that this is the crash scene. And let's see at which point this crash scene is going to be to the right of the car. This is an oval banked left-hand turn track. You're always looking out to the left or the front of the car. You hardly ever have to look out the right side of the car, even when you're fishtailing drifting around the corners. You're always looking out the left and the right-hand side. Let's see, always to the left here, to the left, to the left, to the left, to the left. Only at the very extreme last second would Kevin Ward's car, or Kevin Ward, been on the right side of Tony Stewart. So, I mean, a lot of these Stewart supporters, they're just Stewart supporters. They don't know anything about these sprint cars. You know, they're just reading the lies that people are putting out there, the Stewart supporters are putting out there, and just repeating them. People are saying he couldn't see Kevin Ward because he was on his right side. He was only on his right side at the absolute last second. Tony Stewart could see him on his left-hand side all the way down the front stretch into turn 1 before he got to the crash scene. And the car ahead of him wasn't blocking his view at all. For people to claim that, it just makes no sense. Like I said, these cars are an open wheel concept. You can see right through them. If we take a look here again, see, this car is pretty close here. He's not blocking the crash scene at all. The whole left side here is way open. And Tony Stewart, coming up into turn 1, had a clear view of the crash site right here. So for people to claim that the car ahead of him was blocking his view, to me, just doesn't hold up. A lot of people are saying also that these cars can't turn on a dime, that you have to hit the gas to make them turn. I mean, these cars are very nimble at any speed, especially a caution speed. These cars have stagger. They are made to go left. They want to go left. The 45 car went left before Tony Stewart to avoid Kevin Ward. Tony Stewart has all the talent in the world with these cars to have been able to go left, but he didn't go left. He hit the gas, fishtailed to the right, up the track, into Kevin Ward. Let's take a look at it again here. When they're coming down the front stretch, see the car ahead here? He's weaving. Look at this. These cars are very nimble. Crash scene is right here to the left. You can be sure that if Kevin Ward was pointing directly at Tony Stewart, like we can see in the video, Kevin Ward had a clear view of Tony Stewart. Well, the same goes for Stewart. If Ward could see Stewart, Stewart could see Ward. And when Stewart saw Ward pointing him out on the track, calling him out because he purposely put him in the wall, well, Tony Stewart, instead of letting it go and just turning left down the track, he decided to gas and fishtail his car up the track to the right into Kevin Ward and ran him over and killed him. So those are just a couple of the lies that people are throwing out there that I just wanted to clear up. I hope you liked the video. Leave a comment, thumbs up, do whatever you want, sub, don't, I don't give a crap. I'm happy this is going to the civil suit. I think that the whole investigation about this was just a complete whitewash. Tony Stewart is responsible should be held responsible for his actions that night. Yeah, Kevin Ward got out of the car. He only did what countless drivers have done in the past. Tony Stewart's done it. The only difference this time is that the driver being confronted on the track decided to use his car as a weapon. Now, I'm not saying he did it on purpose. Actually, I'm not saying he purposely wanted to kill him, but he did purposely hit the gas and fishtail as he drove by the crash scene while the race was under caution. And ultimately, that's what killed Kevin Ward Jr. You can deny it all you want. You can come up with all the excuses you want. Tony Stewart hit the gas and hit the kid. Should pay for it. Can't wait for the civil suit. Can't wait for Mark Lanier to do his job, and hopefully it gets to court, and finally Tony Stewart will have to answer for his actions. Alright, that's it. Take care.